Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video, I'm going to be showing how to get started with the Hamoye Stage One Quiz, right? So all you have to do to get started is to come to the resources right here, then you click on the instructions. And the first link here actually takes us to where we have the old data sets, right? So you see that's everything quite much, and it's actually saved as a CSV file, right? And the reason why it's important to know what kind of file it is that to be able to know which function to use in displaying the data within our workbook or notebook, right? So let's create a new Google Colab environment right here. Click on new. Okay, so let's just create a title here. Say Hamoye Stage One Quiz, or something like that. Okay, so the first thing, or the most important thing you need to do is to get your data into this environment, right? So if you are using Colab, the easiest way I would suggest is to make use of the Linux command, wget-0, then just give the data a name. So where the data we'll be downloading will be named data.csv. And we also have to include where we are getting the data from. So this is the link. We'll copy everything and paste it here, right? So you can see I started this with an exclamation mark, right? So that means this is not a Python code, but it's a Linux code, right? So Linux is the operating system with which the virtual machine running this notebook is working on, right? So wget is a Linux command. -o is a flag that tells the system we want to rename our data to data.csv. And of course, this is the link where we are getting the data from. So now I'll run this cell. It takes some time. Let's try that again. All right, so you can see data.csv is saved, right? And I think that should appear here in a second. Okay, so we have our data here, and it's as easy as that, right? So now we need to import all the libraries we need. So you probably need NumPy as np, imports pandas as pd, imports matplotlib.splc, and if you like cborn as SNS. I think that's basically all the libraries we need. All right, so now let's read our data. So I can create a variable called file data, do pd.read CSV, right? We're using read CSV because our data is actually saved as a CSV file. So let's run that. No error, so that means everything is good. Now let's display our file data. And you can see this is everything. 29,523 rows and 11 columns, right? So we have close to 30,000 observations in the data set. All right, so if we want some quick statistics of the data sets, you could just use file data.describe. Okay, I think I have to call that as a function. All right, so this is a description of the whole data sets. And this actually gives descriptions of columns with numerical data, data types alone. It doesn't give description of columns with categorical data such as text data like this, right? So you see, for example, that plants _ name _ FERC1 is not in this description, right? Because it is not numerical. Okay, so that's some statistics of the whole data set, and you can see for each of the numerical columns we have here, the description actually gives us the count, which is the total number of data points we have in the data set, and that's 29,523. All right, so then we have the mean for each column. We have the standard deviation here as STD. We have the minimum value for each column. Then we have the first quartile, the median, the third quartile, and the maximum for each column. Right, so with this, you can just start to put in what you have learned from the lessons, right? And get your answers for the quiz. Right, so I might just leave a link to this notebook in the description so that you could just play around with it and check out some things, and probably even just continue your work on it if you want to. Okay, so now I'm going to show how to upload the assignments to GitHub. So once you are done, right, and you want to upload to GitHub, all you have to do is come here and you are going to be clicking on Save a Copy in GitHub. But first, we need to create a new repository on GitHub. A repository is where you save your work for a particular project, right? So let's create a new repository here, and we'll call this let's just call this notebook. So a repository is like a folder that will house all your all the files you are using for a particular project. So I'm going to initialize this repository with a README. So a README is just a file that gives a description of what that project is about. So I'll click on Create Repository, and Okay, so this is the README file we initialized, and it's just a text file where you can put in descriptions, right? So that's the only file in our repository for now. But take note of the name, because that's what we'll select on Google Colab when we upload to GitHub. So let's go back to our environment, go to File, save a copy in GitHub, and it's going to do some authorization. And so let's look for the repository that was created, and I think I named that notebook. Okay, here it is, notebook. So then all we have to do is just click on OK. All right, so it's going to open that. And now our work has been uploaded to GitHub. As you can see, this is everything that we just did. And yeah, so, obviously your notebook will be longer than this, right? Because you would have done the things you need to do to answer the questions in the quiz, right? So once you are sure that your work has been uploaded, you go back to your repository right here. Then you come to the address bar and copy this link, because you're going to be submitting this link in the form, right? So you copy this link, go back to the Hamoye platform, then click on this form where you'll be pasting the link. So you have to put in your name, your email address, and your GitHub link. You paste it here, right? So yeah, and you click on the submit button and you are good to go. So I hope this is actually helpful for you. And if you need some concepts to be explained as regards data science and machine learning, I'll be happy to make videos on them. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much, and see you next time.